Here come the Sport Compacts out on the racetrack. Heat race number one. Heat race number one for the Sport Compacts, a field of 10 tonight. On the point in car number 10, it's Reagan White on the outside, car 7S. That's Stephen Bevels. Row 2 on the inside. In the 42, it's Bo Bollinger. On the outside, the 67L of Sean Leisure. Rounding out the pack, shotgun on the field in the double knot. It is Cody Crabb. Cody Crabb in car number 00. They make their way around. We're showing them one this time by, showing them one at the line as they make their way by the front grandstand here. 10 cars in the pits here tonight for the Sport Compacts at Cotton Bowl Speedway. This is the first of 2 heat races, as this is obviously one of the regular classes that you see here at CBS, and they race here tonight at this national event with the 3 divisions of the Central States Dwarf Car Association, also in presentation with the Dwarf Car Racing Series of Texas, based right here out of South Texas. They make their way into turn number 3 as we get set to go for a start. Working into turn number 3, it is White on the point into the start zone. Nathan Lavender in the birdcage drops the green flag. We are off and racing from the outside. In the 7S, it's Bevels with the whole shot into turn number 1. Then Bevels will take the field down into the corner. Good battle happening right there behind him as they jet down the back straightaway. Take a look at that move by the 07. Making his way all the way up to the second spot, the 67, pardon me, that is Leisure. Leisure working right there out of turn number 4. Leisure almost up to the back bumper there, and they will race down into turn number 1. You see the speed shot on Race on Texas. Down into corner number 1, you got 2 car lengths in between them. To the back straightaway, it continues to be Bevels holding on in the 7S. Now, beginning to widen that advantage out. We're going to call that about 8 car lengths back to the second place car of Sean Leisure in the 67L. 10-lap heat race here for the Sport Compacts as they now go single file 1, 2, 3. A side-by-side battle happening right behind them. Down on the inside, it's Reagan White in the 10. The 42 of Bo Bollinger up on the top side. Bollinger trying to take that spot. Bollinger up on the top side. White down on the bottom. White washes way up on the racetrack, but Bollinger does as well. But Bollinger's going to hang on to that spot as we come back around to the lead pack. And here is your leader, Bevels in the 7S. That lead beginning to shrink down just a little bit. It's now about 5 car lengths. Bollinger drops the back end of that race car sideways into the corner. That's going to allow the 67 just a little bit of ground right there. Sean Leisure, the driver out of Mansfield, Texas, able to close the gap. Nice straight entry, nice straight exit for the 67L of Leisure, and he now sets his sights on the back bumper, but a nice job there by Bevels as he's able to work on the top side as he is slinging that car sideways down into the corner. Remember, front wheel drive race cars right here, but here comes the 67. On the charge is Sean Leisure in the 67L. He now rides about 3 car lengths behind. Cross flags in the air right here. We are halfway home, 5 down and 5 to go. And the hot spot on the racetrack is right there up at the front of the pack. In the catbird seat is the 7S of Sean Bevels. Sean Leisure right on his tail. It's 1.5 car lengths. As they make their way onto the back straightaway, you see this Bevels right there able to stretch it out just a little bit. He'll take it about 3 car lengths. Now you see the backside start to slide around right there. Very nice racetrack that we have here put together here by Cotton Bowl Speedway tonight. Here is Leisure up on the top side. The thing to watch tonight, watch how the racetrack is going to work itself in, because typically you've got modifieds, you've got street stocks, you've got all these different divisions that are racing out here. Big, heavy, 3,000-pound race cars. You've got 1,800-pound modifieds. You've got all of that tonight. You've got 4-wheel drive, very light race cars. You've got 1,300-pound dwarf cars. You're not going to have the typical weight that you have in this racetrack tonight. So to watch the Speedway tonight, watch the evolution of the racetrack as the sun has gone down. That's going to be one of the coolest parts of watching what kind of racetrack we end up tonight. Not a lot of dust, a little bit of moisture down on the bottom. Very good racetrack here to this point. Continues to be up on the point. Bevels into turn number 1. Down to the inside of the 10 car of White. As White off the pace, White now gets in line. Here's the 67L of Leisure's going to get back in line, held up there just a little bit. That's going to allow Bevels to stretch the lead out by about 1/2 car length, and they'll make their way around up at the top, pivoting off the corner. White flag in the air. One more time around for your race leader in the 7S. It is Stephen Bevels taking the field down into turn number 1. Sean Leisure rides in the second spot. We'll call that about 4 car lengths. Onto the back straightaway we go. Let's see if the 7S of Bevels can hang on. The driver out of Granbury, Texas. You got Granbury and you got Mansfield represented right here. So North Texas doing mighty fine here in the Sport Compacts tonight. double pink and black checkered flags at the line. Stephen Bevels will win over the 67L of Sean Leisure. Third place car making his way out of turn number 3 on the podium. It'll be the 00 of Cody Crabb. 1, 2, 3 in heat race number 1 for the Sport Compacts presented by Design Welding. Coming up next here at Cotton Bowl Speedway, it's heat race number 2 for the Compacts. Heat race number 2 in the chute and ready to roll out onto the Speedway here for the Sport Compacts. As I said, a field of 10 of them here tonight at CBS. And here they come out onto the racetrack. First car out in line right there. That was your winner the last time out here at CBS in the 03G. It is Gabriella King. On the outside, the 33K of Kayla Pouncey. Row 2 inside, the 03 of Julie Crabb. On the outside, the 3M of Mark Earl. Rounding out the pack in the 4M, it'll be Mason Mock. Mason Mock in the 4M. Heat race number 2 rolling around for the Sport Compacts here at CBS. We're showing them one at the line, showing them one as they make their way around. Great 4-cylinder entry-level division. If this is something that you aspire to do, you're looking to get into racing in 2023, check out cottonbowlspeedway.com. The rules, racecbs.com, rules tab. At the top of the page, check it out, and that is what you do. Safety modifications, the name of the game right here. You're not going to be modifying suspension. You're not going to be modifying engine. If you do, you are breaking the rules, my friend. So here we go. Stock, stock, stock. Modern day entry-level class right here with the 4-bangers. They drag it very slowly down into turn number 3. Gabriella King on the point. Kayla Pouncey on the outside as they hit towards the pink tire. That is your start zone in turn 4. On the gas. And Nathan Lavender does not like that. A little bit of a jump right there on the 03G. Depending how you look at that, that's either going to be a jump by the 03G or Pouncey in the 33K does not get going. However, as they roll their way around, when they get to the start zone right there, the leader sets a pace. The leader will take off. Very discombobulated field, so we're going to try it once again. We'll get them double file, get them back in line, and try to do it one more time as Pouncey will go back up to the outside. Lights remain out, so we are quickly locked and loaded, re-racked and restacked, and we're going to try it one more time. Into the start zone they come with Gabriella King on the point. Green flag up in the air, and we are off and racing here at CBS. Gabriella King, huge hole shot to the front of the pack. Mark Earl in the 3M. Down into turn number 1 they go to the backstretch. Off they roll, and now you got a battle happening up at the front. The 03G and the 3 down on the inside, racing down into turn number 1. Big hole shot move down into the bottom. Nice grip down on the bottom of the Speedway. Let's watch the 03K of King up on the top side, trying to hang on. Dead heat at the line that time by Mark Earl down on the bottom, and they go side by side. You got a drag race happening there. You could slide a slip of paper in between them as the 3 car down on the bottom of Earl. King up on the top side, trying to make it stick down on the bottom as Earl. He'll wash up the racetrack just a little bit right there. King doing a good job making it stick up on the top side. Nice arc there by the 03G, and she will take the lead up at the top side. Up the racetrack goes Mark King. To the back straightaway we go, side by side. Mark King really washing up the racetrack there at the exit of turn number 2. Gabriella King's going to get back in line behind him. Earl on the bottom, a little bit of a bobble. Here comes Gabriella back up on the top side. You got a dogfight happening up at the front of the pack as you see the speed shot on Race on Texas into turn number 1. Mark Earl slinging it down at the bottom. He goes straight up the racetrack trying to get those wheels cranked, and it absolutely just plows right there, handling like a dump truck as he goes straight up the hill, and that's going to allow Gabriella King in the 03K to close the gap just a bit. It's a car length and a half out of turn number 4 as they make their way down the front straightaway once again, continuing to hold on. It is Mark Earl. Earl out of Burleson. You've got the North Texas contingent here tonight, and he's up at the top as he diamonds it off the corner, gets a nice straight shot off, and make his way down the backstretch. It was 0.7 of a second the last time by for Earl. He'll dive it down into the corner, slides it sideways, gathers it back in. We're halfway home right here. 5 down, 5 to go for Mark Earl in the 3. Gabriella King trying to go back-to-back as she wins last time out last week here at CBS. And now she is chasing the driver out of Burleson. Way up to the top of the speedway she goes, lays that right rear up on the cushion and is able to keep it in line, but she loses a lot of ground right there as Earl dives down into the corner, wiggles it a little bit, but gets it back in line and continues to hang on as King makes her way out of turn number 4. We're at the line that time by, it's a 2-second advantage. 2.682 seconds is the advantage for Mark Earl in car number 3. M to the backstretch. Earl hanging on. We're past the halfway point. These two cars have taken off from the field. As you see Earl coming out of the corner right there, you can watch him through the corners. Both of these cars, they have got those wheels cranked. You're going to crank that thing all the way to the left and try to get it to turn. Earl doing a really nice job there as he is actually taking that car in there, stabbing the brake, bringing the right side of the right rear of the car around and trying to slide his way around the corner. You see it happening again right there. That is a very nice job right there and a very tough thing to do in a 4-cylinder front-wheel drive car. 2 sticks in the air, 2 more times around, this time by for Mark Earl in the 3M. He's got some company up in front of him. You got a big battle happening in front of them. It is Mason Mock in the 4M and Kayla Pouncey in the 33K. Those two racing for position, and Mark Earl begins to beat down right on their back bumpers. White flag in the air this time by, 1 more time around, 3/8 of a mile to go this time for Mark Earl in the 3M into turn number 1. Is he going to have to deal with these lap cars? The advantage right now is 5.5 seconds, but he's got those 2 cars right in front of him. Pouncey goes down to the bottom of the racetrack. Mock's going to go down to the bottom of the racetrack as well. And here's Earl. Earl down into the corner. He will win it as he makes his way out of turn number 4. There are those checkered flags in the air. The 3M of Mark Earl wins heat race number 2 in the Sport Compacts, followed by the 03K or 03G of Gabriella King. The 03 of Julie Crabb will round out your top 3 in Sport Compact Heat Race number 2 here tonight at Cotton Bowl Speedway. We get set. Coming up next, heat races for the veterans of the Dwarf Car Series. Veteran Dwarf Car Heat Races coming up here at Cotton Bowl Speedway.